Okay, welcome. I'm Kim Barse with Orb Management, and I was the project's owner representative. I'd like to welcome you to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Marshall Learning Center, the new facility for the SWWC Marshall ELC and Marshall Public Schools ALC programs. In the tour to follow the ribbon cutting and the open house, what you will see is the result of a unique partnership between Southwest Minnesota State University, SWWC Service Cooperative, and Marshall Public Schools. This partnership would not have been possible without SMSU. SMSU will continue to own the facility. SWWC and Marshall Public Schools entered into a long-term lease. The building has been renovated to provide a positive, safe environment for all students to learn. There are a few shared spaces such as the rec space and cafeteria that you'll see when you do a tour. The SWWC Education Learning Center space is the first floor, and this is for students in the region with severe learning and or behavioral issues who meet the criteria for a federal setting for special education placement. Marshall Public Schools will occupy the second floor for the Area Learning Center. At this time, I would like to introduce Matt Coleman, SWWC Board Chair. Matt?
Thanks, Kim. Well, on behalf of the Board of Directors of SWWC and the Marshall Public Schools, I just want to thank everyone that was involved in this project. This is another example of public entities coming together for a common cause, and that was to improve the facilities for all the kids that we serve at the ALC and the ELC. I want to thank Cliff and Jeremy for their vision on this project. I want to thank Kim from Orb and Gary from Hay Dobbs for their bringing this entire project to its fruition. It wasn't easy. There was a lot of roadblocks along the way. I know that. And thanks to everyone at SMSU. I'm sorry I don't know your names, but thank you for all that you did to get this project going, as well as the people at MnSCU for all their work and cooperation. But I especially today want to thank the administrators and staff of both of these sites. So Brian and Dan and Laura, thank you and your staff for the time and energy it took to make this move. I know you've already found this site to be much better than where you were before, and my hope is that we will utilize these sites for many years to come. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll turn it over to Cliff.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you everyone for coming. I did want to especially thank Senator Gary Dames. I know Gary's going to speak in a little bit. Gary was instrumental in helping to put this project together. We appreciate that. I call this good government. We've had a lot of conversations in trying to make this work between the school district, the co-op, and the university. And this is an example of what can be done when you work hard and put things together. We started in 2016 on working on our facilities across the 18 counties that we serve. In fact, we thought when we started our facility time that we were going to be looking at our administrative building. That was going to come first. Well, it didn't. It came last. And we did what we did across the 18 counties with 6 different sites. And I am just so proud of the work that's been done. I have a passion for all the programs we have, but I have a special place in my heart for the children that we serve here, both in the ALC and the ELC. They deserve everything that we can do, everything that we have, everything that will support them in their education K-12. And we just really feel good about the work that's been done here. So thank you for everyone involved. We appreciate that. The board, both the Marshall Public School Board and the SWWC Board, have been supportive in all of this. We can't do this without good governance at that level. I want to thank them as well. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jeremy.
I started this job in 2020 during COVID, so that was fun. And one of the first conversations I had was with Cliff, and we talked about the future of the ALC and the ELC and how we make this work. We both had a lot of needs, and we said, we've got to come up with something. So it took us a while to get to this point, and it's really exciting to be at that point today. Cliff talked without any notes, but I had to write it down because I'm going to forget who I'm going to make sure I thank. I do want to just thank all of you for being here today. This site, we're really excited about this. This is a big milestone for the community. Other than the partners that have already been mentioned, and I'll mention a few more too, but the city partnership is huge as well. So just the way that we can all work together in Marshall and make these projects happen, this is great for the whole community. So excited to be able to share this project with you guys this afternoon. I do want to share my gratitude to all of the partners, to SMSU, to the Service Co-op. The collaboration of this project really made this come together. Those contributions have made this vision come to life. This building is a great location for our kids. Also really excited to share this space with Adult Basic Ed. I see they're out here this afternoon. That was another spot. How do we make that work? How do we make Adult Basic Ed? Where does that work? And there's a lot of things we have in common as a school district, Adult Basic Ed, so we're excited to have them on site and their staff with us too. That partnership is a very valuable piece of what happens with everything we're doing. I want to acknowledge our board members. Matt was up here. We have other board members that are here this afternoon too. Our school board has been big support in all of the work that we're doing with that, so thank you for your leadership making this project possible. On behalf of Marshall Public Schools, a big thank you to our maintenance department, our custodial department. That last couple weeks moving into a new building is a lot of work, and they really knocked it out of the park with that one, getting us set up and everything in spot. Particularly want to call out George and Warren, a lot of work, and individual in their part. Our technology department, some of those things that they needed to do couldn't happen until the very end, and then we're on a deadline with school starting, so getting all the wireless access points set up and the smart boards hooked up and everything functioning for that very first day of school. So thank you to our tech department, to Todd, to Kent, to Nick for making all those things happen. On our site, Dion Karen was with us at the beginning of the project, put a lot of work in this. I want to thank him. I want to thank Tricia Stelter. She came in the middle of a project. She came in the middle of a few projects and had to kind of catch up really fast, get her feet on the ground really fast and going. So thank you for your hours of work and your insights to make this project reality. Also to the ALC staff, administration, Amanda, Dan, Brian, Nikki, thank you for your work, your dedication, your passion for kids to make this project all come together. This new site is really a testament to your commitment to excellence for our kids, so thank you, ALC staff. Lastly, I want to thank Taher Foods. They have donated the cookies and the coffee and the water and stuff for this afternoon, so we don't want to leave them out either. So thank you again all for being here. Really excited about getting you in there and showing that to you. I want to invite Nathan Polfleet up on behalf of the college to say a few words.
Jeremy. First, I want to say how disappointed President Jayasuriya was that he couldn't be here today. He had some obligations in St. Paul, but he wanted me to let everybody know how pleased he was that SWWC and the Marshall School District were able to come together to develop a plan to repurpose this building and create the Marshall Area Learning Center. This project is a really good example of how a unique idea can become reality when organizations like ours work together. You know, a few years ago, we were asked to look at our campus utilization, and because of that project, there were some questions about how this building would be used. And luckily, President Jayasuriya looked for some new ways to use the building and worked with Executive Director Carmody and Superintendent Williams to develop this plan to create the Marshall Area Learning Center at SMSU. The result really is a win-win for all parties involved. This is just a great project for the students that'll be using it in Marshall. Now, we're really looking forward to having the Marshall Area Learning Center on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State University, and we're looking forward to continuing the successful partnership with SWWC and the Marshall School District. And now I think Senator Dames has some words he'd like to say.
Well, thank you, Nate. And I would just like to congratulate everybody for all the hard work they've done to make this happen. You know, I can remember some of the first committee meetings we had talking about this process, and as Cliff referred to, there was a lot of roadblocks. And at one time, if you think about this, at one time, this building was they were talking about taking this building down. And that would really be unfortunate when you have a need that's going to be met today with the different organizations that are going to be using this building, and to think that we could have tore this down. Unfortunately, when you get and fortunately, we have different government entities that got together to make this happen. The people that were probably dragging their feet the most were different agencies at the state level, because this was something new. And a lot of times we don't like new things. We like things that have been proven to work. Well, all the folks that worked on this, I appreciate all your hard work and all your persistence and tenacity to make this happen, because this proves that when you get government entities working together, a lot of good things can happen. And this is an example of this right here today. And hopefully in the future, we can get more projects like this where we can cooperate and take buildings that one entity in the government owns and use them with other entities in the government. So for all you that work so hard to make this happen, thank you.
Okay, before we proceed with the official ribbon cutting, I would like to recognize the project team who made this all possible. Hay Dobbs Architect, Gary Hay, Tom Coates, BCI Construction Manager, Sean Robinson, Site Superintendent, Jennifer Colton, Project Manager, SWWC's Finance Advisor, Matt, who wasn't able to be with us, SMSU's Facility Director, Tony. Tony, are you here? Tony was really instrumental in helping us through this with all his knowledge of the facility. This project was on a tight schedule. We started this project from a construction standpoint in January of this year. We had to pivot a few times, but in the end, the Marshall Learning Center opens its doors on time. Thank you, SWWC and Marshall Public Schools staff, for your dedication in this project. We appreciated your commitment, your leadership, and decision making in the process. Round of applause for the project team. Okay, we'll move to the official ribbon cutting.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Woo!